Attainment of a college degree is part of the American dream, and for many families and students in Down East Maine, that dream is more difficult to obtain than ever before. With Maine's per capita income at 34th in the nation, and with constantly rising tuition and fees at both public and private institutions, the reality of attending college is a daunting challenge. Scholarship programs like those at the Maine Seacoast Mission and the Mitchell Institute play a vital role in helping Maine's youth attend college. The mission has been supporting worthy students from Down East Maine since 1918. The Mitchell Scholarship Program assists students from every high school across the state, lending a helping hand, making a difference to those young minds who dream of earning a college degree and yet face financial hurdles. That's the challenge that is larger than any one organization. Scholarships from the Maine Seacoast Mission and others are each limited in their size and number, so it's fortunate that in Maine there are many like-minded organizations and people who have stepped up to ensure the next generation of Maine's sons and daughters to get the help they need to leave their mark in the world. In this spirit, the Maine Seacoast Mission is recognizing an individual, a son of Maine, who came from little and was helped by many, who indeed made his mark on the world and in turn decided to give back to those who need his help. His name, Senator George Mitchell.
Well, I believe that in America, no one should be guaranteed success, but everyone should have a fair chance to succeed. And in the 21st century and beyond, it will be very difficult to succeed without education. In Maine, in every society, there are heartwarming stories of men and women who in past centuries have reached the pinnacle of success with little or no education. But we all know that will be very rare in the future. It will take knowledge, skill, and that means education, including a college education. Maine has an unfortunate, what I call a negative funnel. We have a very high rate of graduation from high school, a very low rate of graduation from college. And one of the principal reasons is we lack the financial resources. In terms of cost of education and level of incomes in Maine, the barrier is very high. And so it's critical that those of us who've had a chance, as I did, because I had many helping hands along the way, do all we can to try to achieve the goal of making certain that every child in Maine, whatever his or her background, has the opportunity to go as high and as far as their talent and their willingness to work will take them.
I come from a family with limited money, and so I knew that scholarships were going to be very, very important. So I talked to my parents a lot about applying for scholarships, and at one point I was working 3 summer jobs just to make money to get by and stuff to be able to fund my education. Well, receiving the Mitchell Scholarship and the Maine Seacoast Mission Scholarship was really sort of a shock to me. I knew I had worked hard, but I thought maybe I had a shot at one of them. I never in a million years thought that I could receive both of them. And so I was really, I would say almost relieved, like, oh, thank you, now I have a good chance at paying for my college career degree and like being able to attend school, and it just helped incredibly with that. So I was really relieved.
I'm very grateful to receive the Mitchell Scholarship and the Maine Seacoast Missions Scholarship. Without them, I would be borrowing a lot more money to go to college. I would have to pay for over $10,000 out of my own pocket if I didn't receive these scholarships, so I definitely wouldn't be going to Maine Maritime.
Just recently, I was honored at the Georgetown University Law School, from which I graduated many years ago. And there I spoke with a young girl from Maine. She grew up on the coast, had a very, very tough family life. Her family was dysfunctional. At the age of 15, she found herself living alone. She had no home, and she had an old car, and that was her home, and she parked it in the parking lot of the closest Walmart. That's where she lived, 15 years old. Fortunately, she was taken in by a couple of teachers at her high school. She flourished despite her difficult background. She didn't have enough money to go to college, so she got one of our scholarships. She did very well, and now she is attending Georgetown University Law School, soon to be a lawyer. A truly remarkable woman, a great success story, and one of which I'm very proud and which I think is an inspiration to all of us. And I emphasize that's one of many, many hundreds, even thousands of youngsters all across Maine.
The Maine Seacoast Mission Scholarship gives me the ability to go to college. My father's disabled, and he supports me by himself. So going into my senior year, he told me that college was going to be difficult to pay for. I've always been provided for, like he's always made sure I've had clothes and food and everything, but college was a big cost that he knew of. And so this scholarship gives me the ability to go to college and not be as burdened by it.
The Maine Seacoast Mission Scholarship really allows you to be able to focus on studying what you want at school. So you can build yourself up, get the degree you want, and go out into the world and wear the Down East name with pride, and then be able to come back to the Down East area and live and give back to the Maine Seacoast Mission as they gave back to us when we were young.
The Seacoast Mission Scholarship is very important to me. Where I'm self-employed, I pay for my college out of pocket, so every little bit helps. And the donation that they give to me is greatly appreciated, and it's of huge benefit towards my college education. I'm attending Huss University right now, and I'm a secondary education major with a focus in life sciences. And when I graduate, I hope to become a high school science teacher, hopefully at my alma mater, Jonesport Beals High School.
I'm majoring in elementary education, and when I graduate, I hope to stay in my local Machias-Lubec area and teach. And without the Maine Seacoast Scholarship, I probably wouldn't be able to do it.
I received my associates from Eastern Maine Community College, and now I'm continuing on to UMA to receive my bachelor's in computer information systems. There's a huge lack of it down east, and where I currently have a job in Machias, I believe it brings a lot to it. However, I think my bachelor's could really help out the company and just the locals that are there. I would really like to thank the Seacoast Mission because it's helped a lot through the schooling, and I believe that there is a need for education down east, especially with computer information systems.
The Maine Seacoast Mission does an outstanding job of providing assistance in a wide range of community activities up and down the Maine coast. And that's one reason I'm so proud to be part of their effort this year. As you know, I've been coming to Mount Desert Island for most of my adult life. I have a home here, my children spend their summers here, and I've become aware of the tremendous work done by the Maine Seacoast Mission throughout this area and beyond, down East Maine and below, helping those in need to get some assistance to move forward. And I identify with both the mission and those who receive their assistance. My mother was an immigrant. She couldn't read or write. My father was the orphan son of immigrants. He had no education. He was a janitor at a local school. But because in America, I had a lot of people who helped me, I feel an obligation to help others. And I think the Maine Seacoast Mission does that in a way that's efficient, effective, and in which we all should join in assisting.
As a judge, as a senator, as a diplomat, and as a statesman, George Mitchell has devoted his life to public service. But I know that the accomplishment of which he is most proud is his creation of the George Mitchell Scholars Program. It provides mentoring, scholarships, and other supports to Maine students in high schools throughout the state. In this way, the George Mitchell Institute complements the wonderful work of the Maine Seacoast Mission. Both care so much about at-risk youth and about providing educational opportunities for the young people of Maine. Congratulations, George, for this well-deserved honor, and congratulations to the mission for the wonderful work that you do.
In the Majority Leader's office just off the Senate floor in Washington is a portrait of George Mitchell. He looks like he means business. He's got his hands on his desk, and he's at the height of his powers as the Majority Leader of the United States Senate. But the real monument and memorial to George Mitchell isn't that portrait. It's the scholarship program that has changed so many lives of young people in Maine since he left the Senate in 1994. And so it's fitting tonight that George should get this award from the Seacoast Mission because it connects his scholarship program with theirs. The whole idea is the same: helping young people to realize their dreams, to make a difference in their lives of their families, their communities, their state, and their nation. So congratulations, George. This is a very fitting tribute to you, and thanks again for all you've done for the state of Maine.
Recipient of the 2014 Sunbeam Award, Senator George J. Mitchell.